Hi guys. Well, I went out to my garden and I have this little tiny herb thing and I harvested some basil, some sage, and the oregano. I'm going to figure out what I want to do with this. I have never made pesto. I hear about pesto, so I'm watching Michigan Snow Pony. Her name is Renee, and she recently did one. I've seen so many with pine nuts, and first of all, I don't even know if I can get pine nuts here. Secondly, I can't afford them, and I'll do what I can do. I've never made it. I don't even know if I've ever had pesto. So I'm going to try making some pesto. I don't have very much of anything, but I'm going to do the best I can do. And with my sage, this is all I had. I'm probably going to dehydrate it in my dehydrator, simply because I've got dehydrators, just as well use them. And then here's the oregano. And this is all learning for me. I have dried the sage and the oregano in the past, and I've got some up in my pantry, so I can throw the old out, put the new in. So right now I've got the basil from what I've saw on some other channels. It's good to soak it in some water with a little vinegar. I don't have the great big giant leaves like so many have, but I'm getting there. Okay guys, what I've got is I only have like 4 cups of the basil leaves, and then it's like I said, I'm following Michigan Snow Pony's recipe. It calls for a teaspoon of salt. Hers had 6 cups of the leaves, so I'm going to kind of alter the recipe. But she used 6 cups of basil, a teaspoon of salt. Of course, this is kosher salt. 3/4 of a cup of olive oil. 3/4 of a cup of Parmesan cheese. And 2 garlic cloves. I've got 2 cleaned up, and these I haven't yet. I wanted to show them to you. These are those my failed spring garlic. So it's just these little bulbs. I've used up all of them already because in a second batch of dill pickles, I threw these little bulbs in there, so I made garlic dill. But I'm going to clean these up, and I'll use these because 2 is not enough garlic for me. And then I had some sliced almonds, so I'm going to use those. Of course, I don't have pine nuts, but she did say you could use just about any nut. And her recipe called for 1/2 cup, so like I said, I'm going to adjust. So I'm going to put in my Ninja, I'm going to put the basil and the olive oil. Okay, I've got the basil in my little Ninja thing, and it's just not quite 3/4 of a cup of olive oil, and you don't want to listen to that, so I'll be back. Okay, I don't know if I've got it on there, but that's my olive oil and basil, and I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. Get them all whipped and whirled, and we'll be back. Okay guys, here's my pesto that I just made. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. I've heard people say store it in like ice cube. Put it in ice cube trays and freeze it. And I will probably do that, but tomorrow I think I'll make something using the pesto and see what my family thinks. I have a little I have a little bit of basil out there. I'm probably going to dehydrate the rest, but we'll see. If we like it, I may make more and put it in the freezer for this winter. So let me go see what I'm going to do with the other 2 herbs that I just harvested. Okay guys, what I'm going to do with the oregano and I've got a big dog at my feet. With the oregano and the sage is I'm going to dehydrate them. And I went ahead and left the oregano on the stems. I'll strip the leaves when they're dry because I figured they'd fall through. Now I have a question on my oregano, and I hope y'all can help. so many of the leaves like almost burned or something. The tips are brown. So I've been sitting here picking all those leaves off, and that's why I ended up not having very many. I've only got this and this that I'm going to be able to dehydrate. I'm certain that I will get more oregano, but hello there. What can I do to keep them from turning brown? Okay, let me show you my sage. I've got 2 trays like this. There wasn't a whole lot of sage out there. Okay, I've got my dehydrator here. I ended up with just 4 trays. Put the lid on. And on this particular dehydrator, I really like it. It tells what you dehydrate at each temperature. We're doing herbs and spices, so I'm going to set it over at 95 degrees and plug it in, and we'll be back tomorrow morning and check our herbs. Okay guys, well, I'm sure by now you figured out I'm doing a whole bunch of videos at all about the same time. We're back from Missouri, and I'm going to finish up where I did my herbs. You saw me, well, at the beginning of this video was the pesto that I made, and I believe tonight we're going to have that for supper. Is when you dry herbs, you want them dry and crispy, or crunchy, or whatever, because any moisture, they're going to mold and go bad. And here we go. This is what they dry up to. This is the oregano. I'm going to strip the leaves off of the stems, and I'll probably just crunch it up. And let me show you the sage. I have 2 trays of each. And like I said, once it's good and dry, then you know it's done. It's ready. I don't know. I haven't done my own research, you know, real research. But I heard it on the internet, and better yet on YouTube, so we know it's true. But they say any dehydrated foods have more nutritional value. I don't know. I'm not going to say that because I don't know. They say it's because all the nutrients stay in the food or whatever you're doing, and only the liquid goes out. Y'all do your research on that. I don't know. I just do it because I like it. And so I'm going to get these all crunched up, and I'll show you what itty bitty bit we end up with. All right, guys, here's my sage, and I've decided to leave it whole leaf because, you know, you just crunch it in there if that's what you want, or I can lay whole leaves of sage, whatever. And I've just marked it Sage 2019, and here's what oregano I got. And as I harvest, I'll continue adding to both of these. Now I have to tell you a funny story because, you know, I made this pesto, and I told the old farmer today at noon, I said, okay, I'm going to have to make something for supper that has pesto. And he said, Pepto Bismol? I said, no, pesto. He said, what is that? I said, no, I've never had it either. I've never made it. I've never had it. We're giving it a try for supper. Hey guys, keep your eyes out. I'm in the market for a, well, not used, new to me vehicle because I sold my van. I just wanted to let you know it is still in Kansas. I sold it to a wonderful couple, and they're hoping to get out on the road and start meeting people. They mostly just kind of stay locally right now, and I thought I had it talked into Lollapalooza. She said hopefully next year. So if you see the van out and about, say hi to him. He's still in Kansas. All right, guys, have a great day.